My name's Lee. I'm a salesman, product advisor at Crutchfield. I've been here 28 years. I started off in technical service back in 1992, went from there to sales, and I've been here ever since. I get asked all the time. It's pretty common for a veteran to call or somebody, hey, do you give a military discount? Well, we don't have a direct military discount. We do have a portal that you can order through. But hey, I was in the military. When I say this, I don't mean it lightly. I appreciate your service. I'm a veteran. I have a son that got injured. I have another son that's a captain in the National Guard up in New York right now. He's activated because of COVID. I have another son that's an Army Ranger. My son-in-law is a vet. Very pro-military. So when I say that, I appreciate your service and that Crutchfield's great to veterans, I mean that very genuinely. I had a son that was injured in Afghanistan in 2011. Had to go to Walter Reed. And this is not a pity, sir. Nick's doing great. He's doing wonderful. But I was stuck in a situation where I had to be away from home for an extended period of time. I think it was probably close to about 7 months. And he went over a pressure plate IED. Nick broke his back. He broke both his calcaneals, which are his heels. Broke his femur, broke his tibia. His jaw, his jaw was on the side of his face. He had shrapnel wounds on his leg. He went through about 34 surgeries when he was at Walter Reed. They originally tried to save his leg. They did. And when he was walking, going through therapy, like on his second day of therapy, he was asking the therapist, hey, when will I be able to walk without a cane? When will I be able to walk? And he was on crutches and he could barely move. And the therapist said, LT, we can put you back together, but we're not God. And we'll never be able to get you there. And Nick asked him, Nick's 26 years old, that's what kills me. He was 26 years old, and he was asking, why don't you just take it off, And the therapist, without blinking, and I said, it's a real good option, LT. And he was going, well, why didn't you do it? And he goes, well, the therapist said, if we would have done that, Nick, you would have had resentment towards us the rest of your life. So 2 weeks later, within 2 weeks, he decided he's going to have it done. And in that time period, I was there with Nick, and so was my wife. That's where we needed to be. But you get so much vacation. I had vacation. All my vacation was used. I had vacation donated to me by Crutchfield. And then after that, you run out of time. You get the government. You can get eligible for FMLA, which is really cool. It means you have a job to come back to. But the whole time I was gone, Bill paid me. And I mean this. I would come back to Charlottesville. It's about 4.5 hours away, depending on traffic, from Walter Reed, where I was at. And I would come back, and it wasn't about when I was coming back. It was always approached with, hey, what do you need? Man, do you need your grass mowed? Just simple things. Do you need, somebody to take care of your animals? And I just saw so many parents in my same situation that didn't have that luxury, that they weren't given that opportunity. And it's a very, very humbling time anyway when you have a child that's hurt. But to have that, I don't know, that sense of comfort that you're going to be okay, do what you have to do. Yeah, it made me a very loyal employee. And he's been doing good ever since. He went through some PTSD, had major brain trauma, and that's all gotten better. But he moved to Colorado 4 years ago, and since then he's been hiking all the 14ers in Colorado. There's 52 of them. I think he's on 33 right now. And I would have trouble doing it with 4 legs. I tell my customers that, anybody I talk to, that I just went out and saw him in June of this past year. He's amazing. He wants to hike all of them. But he's thriving, and he's doing really well, and makes me proud every day. And I'm humbled by what I have, and it's not just here but everywhere, but I'm humbled when people do something for your family, and I would think anybody that's a vet would want to know it, so I wanted to get the word out. My name is Lee. Man, we love to help people. If I can help you out, feel free to give me a call. You can call anybody here at Crutchfield. Contact us on email. You can chat. But we're here to help.